Welcome back to Friends with Benefits, everyone. My name is Diego.
I'm Adam.
I'm Morgan.
I'm Braden.
Today, we're going to be talking all things video games. But before we get started, please take a second to like and subscribe. Support us however you can. Leave a 5-star rating. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, whatever platform you're on. Just do what you can to support us. Also, before I forget, let's introduce our guests here.
Oh, yeah.
Adam, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm a huge nerd, weeb. I love video games, love anime, and love metal music. So,
Yeah. And we all met through work.
Yeah.
We all used to work on the same project. Me and you still work on the same project now.
Yeah. We've been working together for a year and a half.
Almost
now,
2
right?
years. Yeah, almost 2 years. We're getting there. Morgan, introduce yourself to us.
I'm Morgan. I'm also a big nerd, big into comic books, trading card games. I'm a big fan of those my whole life. Video games, big fan. I've been at one point everyone except this guy's team lead at work, so that was cool.
It's true. I know.
Dude.
It was nice working with you. I miss working with you.
Dude, I miss working with you guys, man. It's freaking, it was boring last summer. I mean, it wasn't super boring, but like, it didn't have the same vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not the same without the
ain't the same.
boys.
It's not the same. I know Braden's been on the podcast before, but I'm his big brother.
I've been on it many times. Y'all know me. This is my brother. He is like 3 years older than me. Me and Adam got hired together, I think. We were in the same waiver.
We did train together. We suffered together.
Yeah, we did.
They threw us into the pits of hell together, alone and afraid, and we just kind of suffered our way through it.
I never completed like the second half of the training. We like did the first half together, a programming one, and then they're like, okay, just in like a little bit, we'll get you started on the next one, and then I never did
Guys, let's talk about video games. Everybody here obviously loves video games. You guys love them. You guys have some arcade games in your home.
Heck yeah, bro.
Worked at an arcade for like a year, and I repair them like old ones. I bought a broken one, Asteroids Deluxe. Asteroids, that's right. It's better. It's better.
The expansion
Wasn't working, and I fixed it up, and it's now in my basement. We also have a Marvel vs. Capcom 2
That's sick.
that I fixed a little on.
That's so
You ever
sick.
gonna build your own cabinet and put like a PlayStation in there or something?
I wanted to. It's just one of those things that everyone wanted to do it at the same time, and so the prices went up, and I'm like, it's not worth it for me.
I mean, the parts aren't super expensive, right? Like buttons are like $2 a piece.
Oh yeah.
A joystick lever is like $20, right? $30. Like you can probably build the whole thing, not including the price of the PlayStation for like.
You just stick a PlayStation in there.
Yeah, I don't know what timber goes for these days if you were to like build it out of wood, but
lot.
like, yeah, a lot. But like, you
It's
could
pricey.
probably build the whole thing for under like $100
I mean, let's be real.
without the PlayStation.
McNuggies these days are like $12.
Yeah, dude, I mean, yeah. At this point,
Everything.
At this point, dude, yeah, the price of timber is the least of my worries. But, yeah.
Good stuff. Fixing arcade machine's fun.
Arcade is like the sickest thing ever.
You ever been to round one?
No.
Oh, you got to go to round one. It's
Dude,
like probably
Fire Arcade.
the only big arcade nearby. They have all the newer games. They import them from Japan too.
The one that I used to go to was Nickelcade.
Ooh,
Nickelcade was
yeah, we
fire.
did too.
Arcade.
Dude, I love how there was like
piece.
3 layers of
So
grime
good.
over everything and like,
If you could find an arcade machine that was not broken, it was a lucky day.
dude, I know like half the arcade was full of broken machines. Oh,
Every
dude.
other game you had to like battle like people for, or like it was broken, absolutely broken. And then like
How many nickels do I want to lose today?
So you go there, you grind up some tickets, you buy yourself a flip comb or like a switch knife that's a
Oh,
comb.
yeah, dude.
And then so you end with some fruities and you call it a day.
Dude, I always got the
that's what
little
you gotta
like
do.
plastic fish that you put it in your hand and
The
it'd tell you if
fortune-telling
you were
fish?
like, yeah, the fortune telling fish.
or those little hoppy frogs that
Oh,
you
yeah,
like,
dude.
press down on.
Oh yeah, or the little
get
popper
like-
thing that you
get
turn
like
it inside
30
out.
of
And it goes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of them things.
The arcade I worked at didn't have tickets, sadly.
Oh, man.
Round one still has tickets. They have really good prizes. Okay,
Speaking of
so
fighting games,
okay, sorry.
I picked up Guilty Gear Strive.
Oh, he's striving.
Brother.
I absolutely suck at it, but it's a blast.
Dude, that's I love Guilty Gear Strive, dude. Who you
Yeah,
play?
I got my brother into it and like 3 other people into it just so I could have people that also suck to play with.
Oh my! I made it to Celestial. I'm like patting myself on the back. You got to get 4 out of 5 wins on the tippy top floor, bro.
Morgan
Then you get
grinds.
VIP status, bro.
Yeah.
Me and Morgan used to run in Street Fighter 5. Used to run first to 50s.
He 50 to 0 me.
I did at one point 50 to 0 him. I was gonna bring that up. It was a self-report, but
Hey, you know, it is what it is.
it was 50
I was
to 0.
learning. It was when I was first getting into fighting games, and Braden had already been in.
I've been grinding for a bit before before that. And then
I could feel the power of the fight stick for everybody else because I'm just playing on.
I love the fight
You'd be
stick.
surprised, dude. So all the top players right now, I'd say 70% of them just play on
controllers, right?
Yeah, they just play on like PS5 controllers, dude.
Yeah, I was playing on
arcade sticks are
Xbox
kind of like they're just for fun. Like they don't give you kind of any.
I
kind of
love
advantage.
arcade sticks, playing them on arcade
They're
sticks.
so fun. They're super fun. But all they do is they just recreate the arcade experience.
I just like slapping buttons. And
it is really fun. Who do you play? Who's like your main character?
Ramlethal.
Ram Lethal.
Crack. That's a good character.
The only reason why though is because I was like, oh my gosh, this victory screen is adorable.
Oh, with the dog.
With the little puppy.
Comes up and licks her face.
All right, so I played solo at the beginning, but I'm a Gold Lewis man, dude. Freaking this big fat American who swings a coffin with an alien from Area 51 in it on a big chain, dude.
Shoots you from the other side of the
Yeah, and just dude, he pulls out a freaking like minigun and mows you down.
They added what's her name too?
Biken.
Yeah, Biken. All I remember is playing Biken as like, a 14-year-old and be like, yeah, she's
Dang,
hot.
she hot, bro. I mean, people play her now as like 30-year-olds and they're like, dang, she's hot.
Yeah, I played that Giovanna and Happy Chaos.
Happy Chaos, dude. He's super good too, bro. Top 5 characters right now are like Ramlethal, Nagoriyuki, Happy Chaos, Zato, and like Leo probably.
Guarantee you, she's not top 5 in my head.
Not in your hands. All right, well, in other people's hands, she's top 5.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, dude. So me and Braden, we love fighting
We've been
games.
doing fighting games. I mean, I used to run them. The arcade I worked at, we did a Dragon Ball and Smash Brothers tournament.
Yeah, dude.
And then
so
I used to help a guy run them, and then I used to run them at my school.
But yeah, fighting games are tight, bro.
Love me some fighting games.
What got you guys into video games?
Is RuneScape for sure.
RuneScape.
I didn't have anything that could actually run anything. RuneScape was the obvious go-to. You can run on a little potato.
Yeah, it can
Plug
run
a
on
potato
anything.
into a wall, it'll run. That's what really got me into video games.
Yeah.
But before that, when I was really young, my uncle went to Japan and actually brought back the original Pokemon in Japanese. So I got
sick.
to play the original Pokemon in Japanese as like 5-6-year-old.
That's so sick, honestly.
And I had no idea what the heck it was saying because it was all in Japanese. So I was just wandering around,
Just doing your thing.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
But yeah, that's probably the first.
I don't think RuneScape was like my first like foray into video games, but RuneScape was so fun. I remember I saw my older brother play it, and then I got into it, and I was grinding it out for days, bro. I was chopping down trees, I was mining rocks, I was fishing.
Lighting some fires, getting smashes.
Yeah, bro.
I lost so much of my life in that game.
Low key, still my game that I play when I go to sleep. I'll be like, I'm bored. Let's go chop some trees. Or
Dude, I got it on my
played it
phone,
earlier
dude.
today.
I was literally playing it earlier today on my phone.
Dude, freaking old school RuneScape on your phone is too good. It's too good.
It's top tier.
It makes me feel like, dang, my computer must have been garbage if I can play this on my phone now. You know what I mean, dude?
Yeah, Morgan, what got you into video games?
I hit a couple waves, actually. I kind of went like up and down on gaming, right? So like my first ever thing was like my dad bought a PlayStation when I was really young. He bought Toy Story 2
Croc.
and Croc. Yeah, Croc 2.
Attack of the Gobos.
But like we didn't have a memory card, so we had to leave it on the entire time.
Yeah, of
If
course.
it ever got turned off, it was like the saddest thing in the world.
Game over.
It's like
Game over.
It's like the newer games in that hardest difficulty.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, hardcore mode.
It was like a freaking like roguelite or something. But after that, I always just kind of play casually. Like I picked up Pokemon and I played a lot with my cousin. I was really big into Emerald and Pearl were the two ones I played the
We
most.
played RuneScape and AQ
yeah,
Worlds.
you RuneScape,
Basically-
Adventure Quest, a lot of MMOs,
Yeah.
dude. Adventure Quest, we played that.
Played
we
Free Realms.
Free Realms, dude.
Fusion Fall.
Dude, I used to get up
Did you guys play Wizard 101?
Wizard
Yeah, Wizard 101, dude.
Pyro 101.
I used to get up like every day at a certain time just to play in the card tournament in Free Realms, and I won that thing like every day, bro.
Or we grind that
I was on
card
that
game.
grind for that
In
card
Free
game. It was like
Realms?
baby's first trading card game, dude. But I
Holy
was
crap.
cracked.
Grind that.
I was so good.
There was an era where all we would play is MMOs for some reason when we were
Yeah.
younger.
Yeah,
but like not like World of Warcraft because we couldn't afford 15 bucks a month.
I
but,
was
like,
the only one who played World of Warcraft.
Yeah, I think you tried it, but like we couldn't afford it. But like we would play all the free ones, right? And then I didn't have like a really hard interest. I'd kind of play casually here or there. Tony Hawk's American Wasteland.
Yes, sir.
I've beaten that probably 100 times, dude.
I
That game
love
is
that
so
game.
good. Game is so good. But then like I'm a little embarrassed to admit it, but what got me into like degeneracy with video games was actually League of Legends in like my
that-
like
Was League of
sophomore or
Legends
junior year of
before
high
Guild
school.
Wars?
Oh,
Yeah, Yes,
got
it
gold
was because
this
I used to.
season.
So I had a buddy.
Congrats.
I have a buddy named Jonathan. We called him JD. My mom wouldn't let me play League of Legends at home on the computer because she didn't want us downloading crap.
Yeah.
Which fair enough, right? So I loaded it onto a flash drive and played in the library at school. And my buddy would come and he'd play Guild Wars on his laptop. So I actually got into Guild Wars 2 from that.
Me and my other brother, in between us, we were going in junior high when he was in high school, and he was on New Ames, which is what
we
your
were in
shirt
New Ames,
is.
yeah.
Our junior high was just down the street from the high school. So me and my middle brother Garrett would walk up and play League of Legends
Yep.
with them in the computer lab
And if
until we had to go home.
If your like install files on the flash drive broke, dude, that was a whole day wasted.
It was a
Because,
whole day.
like,
You'd have to
reinstall. And
if there was an
transfer
update, it would have to update, and it would take
that
like
was the worst. I
all
used to
day.
do it on the school computers.
Yeah,
like, you know,
dude.
your like school typing class.
Yeah,
or whatever.
Yeah, you plug it in.
I'd plug it in. This was before, you know, schools
Yeah,
actually did
right.
anything with security. They were just like, yeah, whatever, we're cool. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, for sure.
And
I'm not
so-
gonna lie. I used to see you guys. I'm pretty sure just playing games in the library.
I'm sure.
So my sophomore year, I started doing it, and then I like one or two of my buddies would do it as well. And by the end of like my senior year, there was a group of like 6 people who would pretty regularly show up after school. Or
me and
whatever
my
to
friends would do it. We did it for like the first year, and then the second 2 years, we actually just played Smash Brothers every day.
So what I'm hearing is that Diego's the only one here who's safe from League.
I am safe from League. I will.
Too much of my life and money has gone into League of Legends.
I think I ruined one of my friend's life with League of Legends because he was a 4.0 student. He got a 31 on the ACT. And then I introduced one of my friends to League, and he got really into it. And then he introduced it to him, who was in our friend group. From that on, he started skipping classes to play League, and just like like life trajectory changed. And I'll never
League
forget.
is literally, it's like an abusive girlfriend that calls you back every 6 months, and you're like, yeah, this is a good idea.
And then you go on one date and you're like, this is the worst idea I've ever had.
And then you realize it's just a cocaine addiction at some point, and you're like, oh,
That's
Definitely
me.
at least a couple times a year. It's just like, I'm just going to grind this one every waking hour for the next like 2 months.
right?
Yeah.
That was me when I was like, oh, I want to get gold this season.
Dude.
Grinds for like 3 weeks to get gold.
Yeah,
You know what
bro.
I've been on, dude? Valorant, dude. Valorant's worse.
Dude,
I hit plat. I hit plat.
Whack.
I hit plat. I'm very proud of that.
To tell you how much I used to play versus how much I play now, I probably have like hundreds and hundreds, maybe
We have over 1,000.
yeah, like
for
over
sure.
1,000 plus hours in the game, right? Like tons of hours.
don't talk about how
and
many
I'm
hours I have.
Thousands of hours, thousands of dollars.
Because of the freaking how it used to be like 30 was the level cap, and now it's like infinite, right?
It is fun.
I'm like level 42, like
it is
like 1,000 hours.
It's funny because most of our playtime is probably before they added.
before
you could
the
go past
levels
level 30.
system. Update, yeah.
So same, and I'm level 200 and
You're
something.
free.
Dude,
You're
I
free.
actually like
That's too much.
I like teamfight tactics more than actual
TFT.
League now.
I did get into TFT for a while.
I play that every once in a while on my phone, but you got to
Played
boot up
some
League to
Legend of
open my like
Runeterra.
Prime gaming capsules and stuff,
Yeah,
dude.
get those free
Get the
skins.
free
a bunch of
RPs.
random
You gotta
skins
get
and
those
some
anime
RP, bro.
waifu skins.
Get the anime waifu skins. I log in and I'm like, I pick a random champion and I'm like, why do I have like 6 skins for this character? I've never played him once.
So those
Oh,
random
all right, all the
skins.
gaming capsules.
League of Legends is definitely love-hate. I think it's just Riot in general. I just hate them to death. But every game they ever release,
Is addicting.
I go
Serious,
insanely
dude.
hard on.
For real, for real.
Like-
I even went hard on Legends of Runeterra.
I did
Like,
too.
I don't know what it is,
Really?
but they got the formula down to they
know
they
exactly
know how
what
to
to
make
do.
that visual crack. It just goes straight into your eyeballs, and you're just
Valorant
like,
is like the most bare-bone games, and almost in every way, it's CS:GO is better in my opinion. Playing CS:GO for 10 years, and now Valorant's in beta the day it came out to now. Valorant sucks. Like it is like it doesn't have a lot of features. It is not great, but boy, do I play hundreds of hours of it for no reason.
I mean, hey, to be
I
fair,
just wanted that purple, the freaking green platinum rank.
to be fair, dude, if you like try to go play CS:GO right now without getting on like the premium
That's true.
servers,
CS:GO's kinda-
like you just got a bunch of people screaming the
bots
N-word and like botting and all kinds of
CS:GO's
crap,
pretty messed. They need a new
bro. They need a new
Counter-Strike
game, dude. They
That
need
takes
to
me
see
back
new
to the
CS.
Xbox days.
Yeah, dude.
I
That's
think
what it's like.
Steam just announced a new IP.
Really?
Yeah,
that'd
they
be
haven't
cool.
revealed it, but they
they're
announced.
developing
Hey, let's
it.
hope it's
A
not
new
another
IP.
Dota card game. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And let's see if it's
If it comes
a good
out,
game.
if it happens.
If it is a good game, if it can get more more than one sequel.
That would
Yeah,
be
for
cool.
real, dude. I'm with Braden though. I
I'd
think
like them to
Ryse-
just release a game, honestly.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
all I
Can I
really
get
care
a
about.
game? Like, it doesn't need to be good.
So-
like, just a game.
I don't know. I guess I can't confirm this, but what I've heard is the reason why no games get finished at Valve game development is because the way they run it is if you have an idea and you can get people to want to join your project, then they just let you do it. And then what usually happens is by the time it gets in development, people get frustrated and someone else has an idea, so they just jump over. So it's just like a never-ending like brainstorming session. That's like what Half-Life Alyx. That's what that ended up being, because it's like a super in-depth VR gimmick game. That's what I've heard is the reason why no games ever come out.
And I mean, I hear Half-Life Alyx is good, but that's $1,000 video game. You know what I mean, bro?
Yeah,
Like,
include all the freaking
Get an index?
the
you get it-
virtual reality.
yeah,
crap.
dude.
Need all
It's
that
it's
equipment.
too much.
You guys talked a lot about like MMOs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude.
And playing mad MMOs. I loved
Final
playing
Fantasy?
RuneScape. I know. So, what are some of your favorite childhood games? Hit me with one of them, Adam.
So I had the
Boy?
N64, and there's a game called Armorines, which no one has ever heard of. Every
No,
time
sir.
I'm like, yo, have you ever heard of this game? I loved this game as a kid. They're like, no. Essentially, it's like the precursor kind of game for Halo. You're saving the world from a giant alien bug invasion. It's really the first shooter I played, which really got me into shooters from there on. That was,
Do you still play shooters? You still a big shooter guy?
heck yeah, I played Tarkov all the time.
Oh, that's right. You are.
Yeah, look at that boy.
I bought Tarkov.
That's not what I pictured when you were talking about. But hey, all right, fair enough.
Look, it was N64.
it was hype. That was good.
Dude, hey, go on, King.
I bought
Go
Tarkov,
off.
played like 2 games, and was like, this game ain't for me. There's too much going on.
If you ever want to pick it up again, I'm your boy.
There's so much like little mechanics and specifics in that game. I was just
I
like,
got all of our coworkers that
I
play
I did get a whole bunch of people to play it.
I've played like a couple games that are like the same formula that are copying it, or I'm copying whatever, like inspired by it.
Marauders,
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, I did play Marauders.
I've heard that one's actually pretty
It's
good.
actually hype. I like it a lot. It's obviously early, needs more stuff, but it's pretty cool base. And then I played like Hunt Showdown. That one I really liked.
that one's pretty good too. I played that one.
It's like more horror oriented for the season. I mean, there's like gross monsters and witches, and
It's more like thriller kind of.
I guess
It's not like
you're like
not
a
like jump. You're not
like
scared.
You're like a monster hunter, like a demon hunter.
It's a spooky theme,
Tarkov
right?
is more of a horror game than Hunt is.
I did get jump scared in Tarkov.
Like,
People just come out of nowhere, and then the loudest gunshot you ever will hear will just blow your eardrums
and
out.
then
You're
your
just like,
screen instantly goes black, and you're like, ah,
that was fun.
am I in the afterlife in real life?
Oh, for real, bro.
Yeah.
My favorite childhood game. Listen, bro. Tony Hawk's American
Tony Hawk.
Wasteland.
I knew it was Tony
It's
Hawk.
gotta be that. But other than that, I used to play a butt ton of Halo Reach and Modern Warfare 2
Reach.
at my buddy's house in the summer.
MW2.
That's how I learned to
Modern
swear.
Warfare 2 comes out.
Modern Warfare 2 is where I learned to swear.
I swear. Dude, we didn't play a lot online. We mostly played like there were a bunch of kids in the neighborhood who'd go over and we'd play like 4-way
parties.
free for all
One of
on like
Morgan's friends would play with his feet and win.
what?
He beat me and Garrett with his feet.
Oh well, that's
That's
crack.
wild.
But anyway, dude, you got to pick Rust. You got to have the boys on there.
Yep.
It's
No
the life.
screen peeking.
Yeah, no screen peeking because that's cheating.
That's cheating.
I remember those.
But everyone
days.
did it anyway.
Everyone did it anyway. Like, bro,
part
are
of
you
the game.
peeking me right now?
And through the grade,
You guys excited?
3 corners that knew where you were.
This Friday's Modern Warfare 2 2.
I'm not excited.
I can't.
I
wait
played through
to,
the campaign of
I-
1 and 2.
I can't wait to have my mother insulted in the lobby.
It's $70.
Yeah, 70 bucks.
$70.
I played the beta. I'm not that hyped for it. I thought Modern Warfare like
alright.
2019 was super good. I ain't feeling it with Modern Warfare.
Yeah, I did think 2019 was like a big step for Call of Duty, but I don't know about that. I already bought it, so it doesn't matter my opinion, I guess. But
Yeah, I do want to go back and play all the Call of Duties, but they're just like so expensive. They never go down in price.
no.
While we're on the subject of Call of Duty, favorite Call of Duty in the franchise, I'll start. Black Ops.
Black Ops my favorite
one.
one as well.
Black Ops one's
The
good.
multiplayer was great. Campaign was great.
Yep.
Hitting people with that ballistic knife and hearing them scream for the 0.2 seconds afterwards that they died was beautiful.
Tomahawk. The zombies was amazing.
I think
It was. I love the zombies.
generally
know they're
the battle seems like it's always between like Black Ops 1 or 2 and then Modern Warfare.
Modern Warfare 2.
I'm definitely on the Modern Warfare 2 side. I played through that campaign. It was perhaps maybe the first time I heard the F word ever is at the end of the campaign. It says one F-bomb. And I felt so ashamed. I told my mom. I was like, Mom, I'm sorry. It said the F word. And she's like, okay.
right, well, don't say it.
All right, let's say it, I guess. I don't know. But I played the story of that like so many times for some reason when I was a kid. So I'm like, oh, I want to get good at it. And I thought the story would get me good at it, which is not true. I mean,
Bro, that story made me cry.
it's good. Modern Warfare,
It is a good one.
the original Modern Warfare 2 story I
betrayed.
really like. But also, I definitely want to mention the Black Ops because like zombies, like Pentagon, or 5 is what it was called.
Yeah.
Like that, the zombie maps and amazing.
Bro, I
mean,
loved Kino.
The amount of hours I wasted away in zombies alone in that game was an ungodly
the
amount.
only thing I didn't like was all the good maps in Black Ops 2 were DLC, and I never bought them.
Yeah, like
I only played them at friend's house.
Town wasn't bad though.
I did like Town. Like I did like,
Like
their
Town was
transit.
Transit.
Yeah.
Transit was good.
Riding around on the
Town
bus.
was the subsection. That
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
like three different areas or whatever. I'm a Modern Warfare 2 boy though.
I think I'm also a Modern Warfare 2 boy. Like once I actually got it myself instead of playing at my friend's house, I played a bunch online and that was really fun. I'm with Braden though. I think Black Ops 1 is super good. I would call it my second one, my second favorite ever, and that it was the best zombies. No other COD zombies is better.
Black Ops 1 is also good because it's so thematic. Like you being able to like
very
get out of your
thematic,
chair
yeah.
in the menu and walk around.
Yeah.
And like the Easter eggs, like they're just the whole game felt like it had a vision.
And, like-
and Call of Duty's really since then haven't done that. Been just
Because
the
they churn
same.
stuff out year
It's
after
too.
year.
That's
so
too
fast,
much.
too
Like,
fast.
but now they're taking a year off. If you guys didn't know, there's no Call of Duty next year.
Let's hope Modern Warfare 2 is good. You know what I mean?
Supposedly, 3 companies make Call of Duty and they switch off every year.
Yeah.
They rotate. So supposedly now it's going to be every other year Call of Duty comes out, giving a 6-year development cycle for each. Actually, it's more like 4 years because you spend the 2 years supporting and developing your next one, the old one.
Yeah.
Right.
But it gives them like doubles their time or whatever. Which I mean that's good time. If they do end up doing that, I think that it will really make a difference. But
I think they should probably just have like a team dedicated to Warzone too if they want to keep that updated.
yeah, Warzone's in a weird place.
Instead of just like passing it to whichever company is currently doing Call of Duty, right? Just have a Warzone team.
Yeah, stay
Warzone's
dedicated.
messy, yeah.
a mess.
And they're making Warzone 2.0, which is the different game because there's different mechanics, but the
Yeah.
same game.
I think it's Modern Warfare 2
like
mechanics.
Overwatch 2.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
example.
it's like Overwatch 2.
example.
Yeah, it's like Overwatch 2.
Everything's
Been playing that. It's not great. I mean, it's.
I've downloaded it and I haven't opened
it
it.
feels like it's.
You want to know my
worse
favorite part
Overwatch.
about Overwatch 2 that I've seen so far? I'll be the first person to say I haven't played the game, so like I can't.
played a bunch of
can't
it.
crap on it too hard, you know. But my favorite thing I've seen so far is that the Google rating last time I checked matches the number of game. It's 2 stars.
Overwatch 2 is so sad because when Overwatch 1 came out, it felt like, oh, this game's huge. Like, this game's amazing.
Revolutionary.
We were like, trying to get in the beta, me and my brother, because he was gone. He was on a mission. Me and my other brother, we were just like waiting for it. We were so excited. We watched people play it. The beta came out. It was impossible to get into. When it came out, I played it nonstop. Like every
was
day,
good.
I played it nonstop. I have every single Halloween skin. I spent like $100 to get every Halloween skin. I have like all the achievements from like the first year of it being out. Like I just grinded this game. I hit platinum in Overwatch ranked, which was pretty good for like a 15-year-old, 14-year-old, I'll say. I mean, not nowadays. Kids nowadays are like,
They're cracked.
they're cracked.
They
They're way
are,
better than
man.
I'll ever be.
They
kids are
grew
cracked.
up on it. They've got them.
They got
skills.
it started already.
These
you know?
kids is cracked.
And then Overwatch 2, it's just like, it's just like, man, I think it's just Blizzard in general, though. It's like Blizzard used to be like the pinnacle of gaming
Well, even with
development.
Overwatch 1, like it started out really strong, and then like the
just
way
went
that
downhill.
they patched and balanced and it
Way
just-
too long in between
It
characters.
just kind of like it wasn't like a dive off a cliff. But
It was just a steady decline.
staircase
Even
down into
loss of
it wasn't
interest.
good or bad. It was just
League of
I
Legends
played a ton of that game. It was
kind of
great,
did the
but-
same thing because like
What game?
League of Legends, because they used to release like a champion almost every month or every other month. It was fast. It was like the new characters, and then recently they've done like 4 or 5 a year.
Yeah, I think they're trying.
think
to
that's better,
balance, I mean,
But-
they have 160 champions now, and
Yeah.
all of them interact with each other to the point that it's
plus
ungodly
there's-
bull crap. So,
It's
like,
still running on the original, like a lot of the original
Yeah.
base code, and apparently that is like spaghetti nightmare from what I've heard.
yeah.
It
Red side
most
has an
likely
advantage
is.
because their minions have further range.
Yeah.
Just like, isn't it like one more range
Yeah,
or
it's
something?
1 pixel
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
There's like the one side is like statistically higher chance to win on.
Which is
for no
it's funny. I
reason.
think blue is
It's literally
statistically.
because the game. So you know how in like Dota they have the elevation. They tried to do that in the first iteration of League, have the elevation of the river, but they decided not to, and they removed that code. They thought, and so that elevation still applies, but only in one direction.
Yeah.
And so that's why there's that pixel shift between the two different sides.
Right. I think LCS, I think statistically, like blue side wins more, though. I think blue
I
side
don't remember.
wins more.
One of them wins more.
But it's because you have better dragon control, because the dragon's on your
it's
side
depending on what
versus the other
side,
side, right?
Diego nodding his head like he
He's
knows.
like,
what
yeah. The dragon's
getting
on
called
blue
out here.
side, of course.
Listen, hey,
I do like dragons.
Yeah. I like dragons.
esports is like a disgusting mess because all the organizations are usually pretty abusive to their people that work for them, like every other gaming industry thing. But I do love esports. I'm very passionate about it. Traditionally in these games, they say like you really like burn off fast. Like they're like, oh, at like 25, your
25
reaction
is
speed
too old,
sucks
yeah.
and you can't do it anymore.
Cries in 29.
Yeah, it's like, but like Faker, he's been doing it for like 10 years. Like he's been playing competitively
He
as
came
long
out
as
of
we've been playing.
retirement this year to be like, hey, I'm back to clap cheeks.
And he's doing great. Like
Yeah, he's doing great.
He's still in the worlds, right? Like
Yep.
they're in
Yeah.
quarterfinals. What is it?
I don't think ages is like it's as important as people think. Like in Street Fighter, dude, the people who
Daigo.
everyone widely considers to be the best Street Fighter player ever is like 42.
Yeah, he's old.
Well, I mean, then there's that shooter streamer, Grandpa Gamer or whatever.
Yeah.
And he claps people, dude. I
mean,
he plays Tarkov and he absolutely dumpsters kids.
Yeah, like reaction time isn't like as important as people think, and I don't think your age will like stop you from playing. Like it's not gonna be like, oh, I hit 30, guess I'm bronze now, right? Like, you know what I mean?
I do think that they're
Are you
starting
trying to
to.
tell me this is my last year as a player?
Yeah, dude, for real.
To be
like,
honest, I think the
kiss your elo
precedent
goodbye.
of like age and reaction time being an issue started with StarCraft because StarCraft is
might
such a
be.
high action per minute game.
Well, yeah, because you gotta have freaking 400 actions.
I think average like pro speed is like depending on like at the beginning, obviously it's a lot slower because like all you're doing is making a single dude at a time.
But like
right?
when you're in prime time,
when you're in prime time and there's like an actual fight going on, they hit up to like 400
So I
actions
think-
per minute.
I think that's where that
crazy.
thing came from. But I
These
think
dudes are
people,
insane.
I mean, especially with like Faker and a lot of these Korean like legendary players, they'll be good for a long time. That's not like football where like your body literally just starts being destroyed. Like I guess Tom Brady, that's not a good example because Tom Brady exists, but you know what I mean? Like your body just starts falling apart. It's like it kind of does, but you can still play.
Right. There are older dudes who play like StarCraft Brood War all the time because they played it back in the day and they're still like super cracked at it, right? Like they're still super good. It's just
That's so sick to me.
yeah, you just gotta keep it up, man.
So-
What about you, dude? What's your you
Yeah,
never
I
told
was
us your
about to
freaking-
say, our host hasn't given
Yeah, your freaking
his-
childhood.
his childhood game.
Bro, I loved Lego Star Wars, the complete saga.
All right, hey, that game's let's go, bro. It's my favorite piece of Star Wars media.
Honestly, like, try to name one gamer that didn't at least play it a little bit.
It's
we
so
played it
good.
a ton.
No.
Did you buy the Skywalker collection? or
No,
whatever?
I want
Didn't they
to.
remaster it?
Yeah, it's
Is that
all
it's all of them
remastered. They
together.
added a whole bunch of extra stuff.
And
looks
and the
good.
sequels.
I think I saw my brother playing that, and I was
pretty
like,
hype.
maybe I should try it. And then I was like, I have all these other things to do.
Can't get sucked back
Yeah.
in,
You know?
man. Trying to get 100%.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I've
we used
heard
to play
that
that
new one
a
is
lot.
really good though.
So let's talk a little bit about maybe a game like you think is underrated.
Adam Boren in his head, he's thinking like 7
No.
different.
Over
Over
Souls
here,
games,
he's
and
like, yeah, dude.
one of
He's
these
like,
gotta
I'm
be
gonna say
underrated.
Dark Souls 2 is underrated. Dark Souls 1 is
Overrated.
extremely underrated.
So-
You got game of the eternity.
Bloodborne. No one's ever heard of this game.
Underrated.
Yeah, no one's ever heard of Bloodborne.
So there's a game that I really like. It's kind of niche. It's XCOM like. If you're familiar with XCOM,
Okay.
it's called Othercide, and it's
You told me about
really good. It's done in black, gray, and white scale, and it's got really good art. It's got really good music and really good combat. It's a roguelike XCOM combat game. So like every time you die, you have to start over. It's really short, really simple, but extremely unforgiving. Every time I'm like, yo, have you ever heard this game? Nobody's ever heard of it, and the people that have never really gave it a chance.
How long do you think you have to play a game before you've given it a solid chance?
Depends on the type of game.
Okay.
So unless I just can't complete it, which is a bad reflection of the game, I usually like to complete it before I like give it like what it
yeah.
is. To me, finishing a game means I completed it. Either just the story hit credits, I 100%ed it, or I played it and then I was just like woke up one morning and was like, yeah, I don't want to play that anymore. Like I just have no interest
Yeah,
anymore. That all to me is finishing the game. So it's like as soon as I hit that point, that's when you can be like, okay, here's what
Yeah.
I feel about it.
you can get different opinions about different things. Like obviously you can't have a super big opinion depending on the story if you only played it for 30 minutes. But like if it's like a platformer and you can feel like the jumping isn't great or it's buggy or something, right? You can figure that out in like an hour to 2 hours, right?
Yeah, I think you've got to at least play a couple hours before.
I think like 2 hours. You can kind of make I want to keep playing or I don't. If you can keep it under 2 hours, you can get that Steam refund.
That's like one day after work. Just that's not even your whole night. Like just play it a little bit. You told me about that game first time I heard of it, and I did not go home and play it.
You got homework.
For my overrated game.
Overrated.
Yeah, he asked for underrated and then overrated.
Oh, I didn't hear.
I know Adam Boren hates Dark Souls. Absolutely hates it. Abhors it.
Especially Dark Souls 3. He hates it with
Nier Automata.
Hates Nier.
Hates Nier.
Can't stand
Calls it dirty weeb trash. He hates Yoko Taro.
Sorry to interject.
Listen to these boys trying to
have you
intimidate me.
heard? So there's a Nier gotcha game. Did you, you know about it? Did you hear what they just announced?
The Alice.
I don't know.
what you're talking about.
But you know what a gotcha game is? It's like a usually phone app randomly.
collector.
Yeah, waifu collector. Did you hear what they announced today? They released the final story chapter of the game. They announced when you finish the final story chapter, it will log you out of your account and you cannot log back in.
So
if you spent any money on it, you're done. It's done.
What?
You can't get back into it. I heard.
So that's actually classic for Yoko Taro.
That's like
Pretty
his
much
thing, yeah.
Every game has an optional ending where
It, like, deletes itself,
it deletes not only that save game, but all of the system save games. That's literally one of the endings for Nier Automata. You can sacrifice your save file to help somebody else get the true ending. And that's how you get the true ending, is sacrificing your save files.
That's crazy.
To get the true ending of the game, you have to sacrifice every save file. It's not just the one you're currently playing, all of them. It helps everybody else.
I think it was the official Twitter for this gotcha game that announced that. So I don't know if it's like just a joke, because that seems like an insanely bad business move.
But it's Yoko Taro.
But also, he's a freak.
Yeah, he's a freak. Also, I think
really
the
want
freak
it to be
beats
true.
Business, you know what I mean?
Because like, dude,
Square Enix just lets him go off.
I mean, there's people who spend thousands of dollars in the game, assuredly. So for them to just be if you want to play the game to the end, you just are done.
Yeah, at some point, you're just going to be like, I spent $1,000 on this game. I'm just going to watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, you just watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, like no joke though. It would not surprise me. That man would 100% put that in his.
Yeah, if it was anyone but Yoko Taro, I'd be like, nah, that's cap.
Yoko Taro.
But Yoko Taro would definitely do that.
I'll always remember when
he'll put like 6 "Are you sure's" in front of it, but once they hit the yes like
You're done.
6 times, he'll be like, "That's your fault."
Hey, you said out of my hands. The funniest thing I always remember of Yoko Taro was when the Square Enix was restructuring their different development teams. Really creative names. It's a Creative Business Team 1, 2, and 3.
Unit. Creative Business
Unit 1, 2, and 3. So 1 is Nomura with Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy VII Remake. 2 is Dragon Quest Team. 3 is Final Fantasy 14 Team with Yoshi P. And then at the end, after they explain the teams and what they're doing, they're like, oh yeah, and there's Yoko Taro's team, and it just had him and like his 2 friends just like, hey. And it just cuts away. Doesn't even talk about they're gonna continue doing what they're doing. They just cut away, and I'm like, okay.
Oh, and there's those guys.
They're like they're the Square Enix wild.
They're like, they make money somehow, and we just let them do it.
Yeah, they keep making money. We're not quite sure why.
Beers over the couch to him, and he delivers something.
Yeah, it happens. But yeah, you're overrated. Game. Sorry.
Yeah, so I would probably say overrated. I mean, I don't want to just say Fortnite because that's like the easy.
I love Fortnite. Controversial opinion. I love Fortnite.
Yeah, controversial opinion. We've been grinding.
We play Fortnite a lot.
My wife said that like it. I got to give my reason.
My wife loves Fortnite.
I'm not
no
building.
build only. No build only.
So if you're playing no build, I can give you a small pass. It's not as overrated. I hate the building system. Overrated because it follows the same cycle over and over and over and over again. They do all these content updates and blah, 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 but the actual gameplay never changes. Like the weapons are almost always relatively.
They rotate them around, but they're similar.
So like there's, I mean, I get they do add like vehicles, like the shield potions and like the weird grenades. That
Now I just want to bring up, aren't most your favorite games about cycles and going over and over again and doing the same similar thing?
Isn't there a theme about that?
Is there a little bit of themes and some games you enjoy?
Like something, what was it called? Like
Dark Soul, Tarkov doing runs. I don't know.
To be fair, there are guns in Tarkov I have never even used because I can't get them.
Hey, that's fair.
Listen, I'm gonna keep it a whole 100, a full buck with you right now. Fortnite is not about the game.
It's about the skins, baby.
It's about It's about dropping from the battle bus as Goku with the blue Among Us man on my back and the gravity hammer from Halo parachuting down.
That's right.
On the Viking ship from Assassin's Creed, and then letting some 12-year-old have it.
With a web shooter.
With the web shooter.
And
the freaking boogie bomb, bro. That's what it's about.
You would not believe the variety in my Fortnite inventory, bro. I got Travis Scott.
Yeah, Braden's got Travis Scott.
I got like 7 different Marvel superheroes. I got Ash from the Evil Dead.
All right, but you got Jinx from League of Legends.
I did not play during that time.
So we played him, my other brother, and my wife as a 4-man.
Yeah, we do that.
And I kid you not, the team has dropped as Goku, the Xenomorph from Aliens, Harley Quinn, and some fish man. Like, it's just like random fish guy. And it's just like, well, here we are.
Squad up.
Squad up,
You could
boy.
be
Darth
LeBron
Vader.
James.
Yeah, it's been Goku, Darth Vader, Harley Quinn, and freaking the alien from Aliens.
All right.
And that's who we've dropped as. Like,
So-
it's crazy.
I see your meme potential, and like I don't think it's a bad game. I never said it was.
Yeah, it is. Overrated.
I'm not
I
gonna
could give it to
say
you as a game.
That the
it's
gameplay
overrated.
is groundbreaking and beautiful and fun. Like, it's fun. It's good enough.
If it weren't for the skins,
Definitely
the
the
game would
skins.
be not as
It is
anywhere as good
like
as it is.
honestly at this point that game runs on pure meme fuel.
Yeah.
It is
does.
juice.
when you drop, you catch a bounty and it pops up. Go kill Rick Sanchez. Like
You're like, all right.
I guess I'll do it.
Guess I gotta do it.
I gotta do it.
Sorry, Kakashi Sensei, gotta take you
Yeah,
down this
sorry,
time.
Naruto. Like,
It's just it's a living pop culture shooter.
it really is, and
It'll
it's
never be topped.
and that's what it's got going for it. But yeah, those are good picks, man.
Yeah,
All
okay,
right,
Morgan.
Morgan.
All right, me. All right, so my underrated game. There's a lot of games I love. I don't know that I'd call them underrated. Like Crash Bandicoot 3 is fire. Friggin' like, but these games got like remakes. If they didn't get remakes, I'd maybe say that.
Maybe.
But like the one I for real would say is underrated
Crash
is
Tag
Need
Team
for Speed
Racing.
Heat.
Oh.
Crash Tag Team Racing's fire, but a lot of people like that. That's not really underrated. It's very popular. But like Need for Speed Heat. EA, they've kind of been pooping their pants for the last like decade, right? But Need for Speed Heat comes out.
That's
It's
an
a
understatement.
$40 game. Like there aren't super aggressive microtransactions. I've never spent a cent in it beyond the price of the game, which I bought on sale for like $10. Like
That's not bad.
It's got like a good like 10 to 12 hour story, so it's not too long. It's got some like villains in it, like actual villains, and like you want to beat them and stuff like that. And then after that, dude, it's just super fun to collect all these super cool cars, right? I have probably 200 hours in the game and it's a 12-hour story, right? And I've never played online. Like, this is all just me like grinding races to get new cars and new upgrades so that I can go beat better races. Anyway, catch me in my, Volkswagen GTI with like max rating GTI.
I've got no comment for this one because I'm not big on racing games.
I can't. I love racing.
I've played I'm
Unless
more
it's
of an
Mario
arcade
Kart.
racer.
Yeah, I love racing
Karts.
games. And so
Have
they
I ever really like seriously played a
Played like a Forza. I played a Midnight Club LA. Now that's
Midnight
a
Club
racing
LA.
game.
It's if you played Midnight Club LA, it's very similar.
If you want to play a racing game and have like a good time, play Midnight Club. It's made by Rockstar, who made Grand Theft
Yeah,
Auto.
my racing game experience is capped at Mario Kart.
Mario Kart's fire.
Midnight Club LA
Crash
is
Team
so
Racing is
fire.
better. That's a controversial
If you
take.
can
But Crash
somehow
Team
get
Racing is
it-
better than Mario Kart.
Okay, if you guys go to round one though, I know you're not into racing games.
Oh,
there's an Initial D. It's a street racing anime. It's an Initial D arcade machine, and it's
Oh my gosh.
Initial D arcade machines are very historic.
I've
in
never had
Japan
so much fun.
for being the best.
Initial D.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never had so much fun on an arcade machine, dude. I dropped in an hour like $30 on that machine.
That Initial D
And there's no
arcade
tickets,
mach-
there's
like
no-
racing games are
you just
known
race, and it's so good.
for being really good, and they have like the 8th iteration of it at round one, and it is so fun.
But anyway, so that's my underrated game is Need for Speed Heat, and my overrated game. This is a little bit of a hot take.
Hot take.
Any Legend of Zelda game.
I will actually support that one.
I might be supporting as well. The
Legend of
list
Zelda is not my jam,
of Legend of Zelda games I adore
especially Breath of the Wild.
is like
Oh my gosh. I agree with that one 100%. And that's because I'm a Nier simp. We all know this.
Yeah.
Nier should have won that game of the year. Get Breath of the Wilds out of
come
here.
on.
Breath of the Wild, like I think it was fine, but like
The game
people
changed it
come to
Did you
freaking
cry
people to this
during
day.
Breath of the Wilds? No. A lot of people cried during
The
Nier.
only game I've cried. I cried during The Last of Us. But I
cried during the part where the robots were getting jiggy with it. That's the part where I cried.
I was crying. I was averting my eyes.
Anyway, but like dude, I like people to this day on Reddit and like Twitter and stuff post post like 4K renders of like screenshots from Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. They're like, this is the most beautiful game. And then I booted up on my Switch. It's in like 720, 540p at like 30 frames per second. I'm like, this is the stuff everyone's gassed about.
When the Switch came out, I desperately wanted one. I was desperate to play Breath of the Wild. I wanted to play it so bad. I played it. I think it's good, but I definitely think people gas it up as like the best game ever made.
Yeah, this is the holy grail.
I played it once, did not play the DLC, did not replay it. I enjoyed my first time playing it, did not care to like 100% it or go around and do more stuff. I enjoyed what I did. To me, the best little Zelda game is Link's Awakening. I love Link's Awakening, and that's a Game Boy.
That's me too. That's my favorite Legend of
I like
Zelda.
Ocarina of Time.
I played Ocarina of Time.
I think that one's a little overgassed too.
I like the top-down ones that are like...
Yeah.
And
I
I'll
think
be the
2D
first
Zelda's
person to say
2D.
the Ocarina of Time might be a little bit of the nostalgia glass.
I think it is. Like you go back and play it now, it doesn't hold up very well.
I played through it on the 3DS and I liked it.
Like it's okay. I think it's fine. And then the other one I'll hit you with is one, and I need you to understand, this is my second favorite game of all time, is Elden Ring. I think it's a little overgassed. Only
Really?
because it's received so much. Like people are like, this is the best game ever.
It is the best game you will only ever play once.
I think, yes, that's how I'll put it, because Dark Souls 1 and 3, I've replayed both a bunch of times, and heaven help me, I've even thought about replaying Dark Souls 2, right? Like Dark Souls 2, I played through it. Scholar of the First Sin. That's all I'm going to say about it. I played through it, but and I've been able to play through it again. Elden Ring, I've started it twice more, and I haven't gotten past Limgrave because I'm like, there's just the game is so much. The replay value feels harder.
So, as somebody who has an ungodly amount of time in Dark Souls 3, I have played through that game at least 100 times, which is a lot. I have played through Elden Ring once.
Right.
And the reason why is because there's so much stuff to do. Like Dark Souls 3, if you wanted to do a build, you could get all of the components for your build in 30 minutes, if you know what you're doing, of course. If you know what you're doing, you could get it in 30 minutes to an hour, get all of it, and then beat the game.
Maybe not all of them. Like Moonlit Greatsword, you have to get so far in the game and stuff like that, right?
But
you'll get the key, some stuff.
Yeah,
you'll get some
but
stuff.
like you'll be able to at least like substitute things. In Elden Ring, if you want to do that same thing, you have to get to like level 40, journey to all these dungeons to fight these same bosses.
I have a question though. Does that lower its score that it can't be replayed a ton?
I don't know. It's weird. I personally, like on the scale of the Soul games that I've played. Now I've played Dark Souls 1 through 3. I've played Demon Souls. I haven't beat it yet. I only have had a PS5 for
somehow,
so long, right?
Some ungodly reason you haven't finished Bloodborne.
Look, dude, Bloodborne's hard to play. Like,
Bloodborne is, in my opinion, the hardest to get through because of how goddamn confusing Bloodborne's map layout is.
yeah,
Correct.
it's very confusing.
It's a maze.
In my opinion, the order goes Dark Souls 1 out of sheer nostalgia and just like how innovative it was when it came out, right? I do think Dark Souls 3 is a better game, but in my opinion, I like Dark Souls 1 more. So in my opinion, it goes Dark Souls 1, Elden Ring, Dark Souls 3, Dark Souls 3, my lord. Number 3, my lord. I do think 3 is better made, and I do think Dark Souls 3 is more playable due to build variety. If somehow, some heavenly way, anyone at Sony or anywhere else here's this, if a Demon Souls style remaster of Dark Souls 1 comes out, I'll buy it on every system it comes out. I'll buy it on every system it comes out.
Give us Bloodborne on PC.
Give us Bloodborne.
Honestly, if a Bloodborne remake in the same style comes out, I'll buy it on PS5. I don't know if I'll buy it on PC as well, maybe. But if Dark Souls 1 comes out again, I'm buying that thing on PC, Xbox, PS5, and Switch.
Dude, I've already bought like 7 different copies of Dark Souls 1.
Oh, absolutely.
One of like 3.
It's
I bought it
amazing.
3 times for the Xbox. Literally, like on the Xbox, it's in. So you know how you have like the Xbox version of the game. So I have the Xbox original version that I bought on the old freaking Xbox store. I have a physical copy that I bought it again on the new Xbox version.
Yep.
And then I bought the remaster, and then I bought the bundle package, and then I bought it on my PC. I bought that game so many times. I'll do it again. I'll do it again.
I did the
That's
same
me with Skyrim.
Dude, see, I've bought Skyrim on like 5 different consoles. I'm gonna keep it 100% with you. That's another overrated game in my opinion.
Man,
I booted it up on
I
PC.
am going to
that thing
strangle
doesn't
you
work.
because that was my choice.
Oh, my bad.
This
My bad.
podcast
You
is
take it, you
over.
take it.
I'm not taking it anymore. I was thinking, I'm like, what is my overrated game? Morgan took Legend of Zelda. That's what I was going to do. And then he throws in the other one I chose.
Hey, my bad. Hey, think of something
I'm
else.
going to pick something else.
All right, pick something else. But yeah, Skyrim's overrated. Thing barely works.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, move on to you.
One thing I'd like to say is Dark Souls 1 is a janky miracle. Underrated game. I would have to say Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg for the Nintendo GameCube. It is a Sega Sonic Team developed game where you are a kid named Billy Hatcher and you roll around a giant egg rolling over fruits, which makes the egg grow bigger, and then you go coo-a-doodle-doo, and the egg hatches into a little pet that helps you fight. And you can hatch like Sonic and Knights from Nights into Dreams. Anyways, it's underrated because it's from an era of Sega that I adore for some reason, because I love Monkey Ball. And
that's it.
Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. And
Monkey Ball's fine.
Sonic Heroes.
Sonic Hero.
I like Sonic Heroes and Sonic Riders, but
Sonic Riders was good too.
it was an era of Sega that doesn't exist anymore. Well, now Sega just owns like Atlas, who makes Persona and the Total War franchise, and they just make a ton of money.
Also,
out of that.
the Yakuza team.
Yakuza, that's like the biggest Sega thing they recently.
I love Yakuza.
Yakuza's fire. I wanna
try
Literally,
it. It
I'm
looks
pretty
good.
sure that entire development team, every time that they get into the storyboarding room, right, they go in and they just start pumping cocaine into the air, and they're like, "All right, everybody, start writing."
The most insane
use
thing,
old code.
and somehow it's like a beautiful story and like so much emotion and character to everyone. I played Like a Dragon, the newer one, 7, which is funny because in Japan, Yakuza is just called Like a Dragon, so it's like a dragon, like a dragon. Anyways,
Whatever.
so my overrated game, I might do 2, but they're kind of the same reason, is Borderlands and Destiny 2. I've spent an ungodly amount of
You
time
don't
in
like looter shooters, do you?
I adore looter shooters, and it makes me depressed that these 2 are the best we got. Because I have over 100 hours in Borderlands 2, 3, and in Tales from the Borderlands, not that one. Tiny Tina ones, yeah.
Tiny Tina.
Played that like 30 hours. Okay, I play a lot of Borderlands. I think the writing is bad. I think people who think the writing of Borderlands 2 and 1 and stuff it's like maybe passable. Borderlands 3 is bad. Tiny Tina
Three was bad. Two was good if you're into sarcastic humor.
Yeah,
That
but I
witty
feel like
sarcastic humor.
it doesn't age well. I think
feel like
it
2 was
from
a
an
vibe
era,
for the time.
like
yeah.
an early,
but it doesn't hold up
2010s.
today.
It's like, like early 2000 YouTube channels. Like,
Yes.
Yes.
If any of those were to be made today, it'd be shut down.
And-
with like
Yeah.
PC, like no, that's not
Tobuscus.
appropriate.
And maybe it's a personal thing.
Guilty Frank.
Yeah, maybe it's a personal thing because also I don't like. I mean, they're like, oh, there's a bajillion guns and it's super randomized. I don't really like that. I like stuff to be more crafted. Like you can randomize a lot, but there's just too much random. And then Destiny, I think, is just like too much. I can't get a grasp of anything, and they keep shortening the beginning game because they're like, okay, we'll cut out the beginning to force people into the end game faster because what they like. But it's like I don't learn the beginning things I need to learn, and so it's just frustrating. Like Destiny has a huge problem with that. They basically cut out all the beginning of Destiny. Like you just skip right
like
to
a
the
big chunk of the campaign.
like you don't even get the story anymore. And I just am disappointed because I adore looter shooters. I adore looting games in general. Diablo 3 is probably one of my most played games ever. I love Diablo. I just feel like these games are the best the looter shooters got to offer me, and they're short. They don't get to me. I want a good looter shooter. I want a good looter game in general. Seem like they're just not.
Dude, play PoE.
I'm not playing PoE. I refuse.
Exile.
It's like the Diablo.
I played a little bit of that. I think
I refuse.
You would love Path of Exile.
That's why I like MMOs though so much, is the looting. Like I like grinding the raids and stuff for big.
I got pretty into Final Fantasy 14.
Me too.
I
I played like 100 hours
all
in
the way
a
to
month or
max
less.
level in 1 month on 3 different characters.
Okay, I thought I was extreme. I guess I'm not anymore.
I had
Adam's
a
a
problem.
He's a grind.
and we
He's a sweater.
don't play that game anymore because it was a problem.
I had to take the needle out of my arm.
I definitely Final Fantasy 14, like most games with me, I burn fast and I burn hard. I grind it like every waking moment I can that I'm not doing work or school. And then after like a month of doing that, I've played racked up like over 100 hours. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to play for like 2 months. I have a spiel. I guess we don't really have time, but I'll make it quick. I love Kingdom Hearts. I adore Kingdom Hearts. It is garbage, but I adore Kingdom Hearts.
It is garbage.
Kingdom Hearts is by Tetsuya Nomura, a classic Square Enix Final Fantasy man. He wants everything in Kingdom Hearts ever to be canon. He said in a recent interview that the reason why Sora wasn't able to go to Smash until now is because he was trying to figure out the story implications of Sora going to Smash, because it is canon.
It is canon.
Now, Yoshi P, the creator of Final Fantasy XIV, adores Nomura like as an idol, and he has always wanted to do a Kingdom Hearts crossover Final Fantasy XIV. I believe the reason there's not been one is because it has to be canon. Because I believe Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to be, instead of you go to Disney World, you go to video game worlds.
Then everything can be canon.
When Kingdom Hearts 4 comes out, they will have a Final Fantasy 14 event with it that is literally canon to the game. That's my prediction.
That could be.
I sure hope it's true. I pray every day, but those games suck. But I love them. They're so cheesy. Boom. Finish your underrated, overrated.
Underrated game for sure. I loved Ryse, Son of Rome, that came out on the Xbox. Loved it so much.
Really?
I thought the story was so
You
sick.
are like a mythology guy, though.
I am. Like anything like medieval, like I'm in
hardcore,
there. I
yeah.
love that. But I thought it was so underrated. Like when that game came out, it got so much hate.
Didn't you play all the Assassin's Creed?
I did. Yeah, I haven't played Odyssey or Valhalla, but that's because like I spent the entire summer of 2019 and I grinded out every Assassin's Creed game. And then I was about to start school and I was like, I can't start Odyssey here. I'm never gonna get
Odyssey
a good grade.
is literally like 79 million hours to play through.
It's a big game.
Big game.
Yeah, so I have that one. I actually bought Valhalla today, actually.
Oh, wow. Okay. Good to know.
It was on sale for $50, the Ultimate Edition, all the DLC. I was like, I'm getting it.
Might as well.
Yeah, you know, he's a fan.
It happens.
How about your
My overrated game. But the only reason why I think it's overrated is because I played it too late. I played it in 2019, and this game, like, it came out in like the 2000s. Bioshock.
Really?
Yeah.
I
No,
think it's so
I get
overrated.
it.
We're gonna
I get you.
I'm gonna fight
No,
you
I feel
after
it. I
this.
feel
These
it.
cameras are gonna turn off.
See, but
I feel it for
you like Infinite, don't you?
I do like I really like Bioshock Infinite, but I agree that the old Bioshock
Yeah.
1 and 2, they've lost some luster.
I agree. It's just the game mechanics.
All
I
right,
can't- they're-
well, I'm
they're
beating
not up to
two
date.
Adam, I am on your side, but only because I only played like the first hour of Bioshock, and I thought it was pretty neat.
I do understand, like, if I would have played it at the time, I would have been, like, mind blown, like, shocked. But I just played it too late.
Guys, let's
I thought it
not
was too
let's
dated.
not let the irony be lost on us that you guys are literally sitting in front of a Bioshock poster.
Hey, wait.
Man literally has a poster and he's shit. Get out. Get out of here.
That's crazy.
Yo,
Wait,
like, let's not let that be
I
lost
didn't
on
say it
us,
was
you
a
know what I
bad
mean?
game.
Hey, you know.
did you play did you play Infinite?
I did. I loved Infinite.
Okay,
Infinite
you
was
liked
good.
Infinite.
So
Yeah,
good.
Infinite
As long
was
as you
crap.
really liked one of them, I guess I'll pass. But
That's
like,
why. It's right up here.
Yeah.
man.
I was about to
Infinite was
take this
super
off
good,
your
dude.
wall and take it home and be like,
this is mine now.
The
You buy a
end of
new one.
Bioshock Infinite like wrecked me.
Dude, it was so
I
good.
binged the whole game in one day,
Ain't
like
played it.
10 hours straight.
Such a good game.
And I was like emotionally wrecked at the end of that game. Holy cow.
It's a good
That game was so
game.
good. When it was over and the credits were rolling, I'm like, do I run that back? Do I run it back? Do I do it again?
Oh,
like,
so tempting. It's so tempting.
so
I was
good.
like, dude, the characters are so great. Elizabeth was a great character. I think Booker, that's the character you play, right? That's
Yeah,
his name. He's a great character. Freaking
There isn't a bad
The
character
Prophet
in that
was
game.
like
I love
really
the
good,
religious
dude.
undertones. It's
Oh, the
so
religious
sick.
undertones, the old American.
All right,
stuff.
Bioshock fan
Dude, it
club.
was super good.
Okay,
Bioshock 1 and 2, though, I tried playing Bioshock 1 and I just couldn't get into it.
Bioshock Infinite fan club.
For real, for real. All right, we're gonna wrap up with a couple questions here. So I want you guys to give me your favorite game of all time, and then I also want you to give me a game that you are excited to play when it comes out.
So, favorite game of all time, Halo 3.
Oh, here we go. Halo 3,
Much
man.
time in that game.
You were
I played that game.
He played Ninja. He played Ninja.
I got called
I remember that.
a racial slur by Ninja.
That's what they call nowadays.
Is that what they call him?
Ninja.
But anyway, so I love Halo 3. A game that I'm really looking forward to. It's one of those games that looks like it's either going to be really good or I'm going to be so disappointed. And it's called Earth from Another Sun. And it looks like PlanetSide, but mixed with an MMO looter shooter.
Okay, that's definitely one of those games that's either going to be amazing or it's going to
be
be
great or
complete
dog.
garbage.
Probably cry myself to sleep afterwards, being like, this was complete
I'll
garbage.
cry either way, whether tears of joy or tears of sadness. We'll see. But like,
Exactly.
Yeah, Morgan.
all right, for me.
Yeah.
So, favorite game of all time is Dark Souls 1. I felt so good beating that game.
Boo.
And I love the lore. I couldn't stop thinking about it. The game is amazing. It's now my favorite. One of my favorite series of all time is Dark
Yeah.
Souls. I think that might be my favorite series ever. And a game that I'm
hold on, real
Yeah,
quick. I'm gonna
yeah,
do
yeah.
a different game just because you've already talked about Dark Souls 1.
Sure.
What about like a Resident Evil game?
Dude, I love Resident
What's your
Evil.
favorite Resident Evil?
My favorite
Yeah,
Resident
give me-
Evil, Resident Evil 2 remake.
Okay.
Game's super good. Resident Evil 8, I'm super excited for the DLC to come out. In fact, I'll put that as the thing I'm most excited for is the 28th.
Did you see the 4 remake?
Yeah,
The
full
beautiful
remake. Remake is the game I'm most excited for. Is Resident Evil 4 Remake, but I'm really excited for the DLC for Resident Evil 8 to come out. They're adding third-person mode, and I think third person is better in Resident Evil. It's going to be fun.
Let me
Saw
tell
the
you
Vampire
something.
Lady, and I knew I had to play the game.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I've
got Nick Cage.
Resident Evil.
I adore Resident Evil. We're both big Resident Evil boys, but I adore Resident Evil 2 Remake. But also, 7 is like scary. It may be one of the scariest games I've ever played.
I stopped because it was too
That
scary.
game is scary. Okay. Favorite game ever is Last of Us 1.
Really?
It's a good
I
movie.
adore
That past Shovel Knight for you, bro?
it's my favorite game. I've played that game very many times. It's the only game I probably like wept in. Well, okay, I wept
one
in
of my
Kingdom Hearts 3,
favorite movies.
but that's not. It's so fire.
It's one of my favorite movies.
I actually adore it. And then I actually like Last of Us 2, so fight me. Honorable mention to Luigi's Mansion and Shovel Knight, because Luigi's Mansion was like my first game I owned and I really adored. And then I'm going to give my most anticipated game, because it's actually like coming out soon and I'm very excited for it, the Callisto Protocol.
Oh my gosh,
Oh, yeah,
I
Callisto
forgot about that.
Protocol.
I
Dead
changed mine.
Space.
Oh, dude.
I changed mine.
You can't change mine.
Dude, Calypso Protocol looks like it's going to be so
Looks
good. Isn't that
amazing.
That's look good.
Plus, we also are getting a Dead Space remake next year, so I'm like, okay, that's fine. We'll take that too. Because I played through like Dead Space 1 and 2. I guess I didn't play through 3, but I don't think I need to. But Dead Space 1, I adore. I played it when I was like really young. It was probably like one of the first like
You had to
gory
change
horror
pants
games I
afterwards?
played. Yeah.
right.
Okay, Diego.
I'll wrap us up here real quick. The game that I like the most, the one that I've probably played the most, hater over here, Skyrim.
I don't
I'm
hate
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Overrated. Skyrim's overrated.
It definitely is so overrated. It's such a buggy game, but I love that about
I
it.
own 5 copies, but boo.
Oblivion was better.
Oblivion's
I don't,
so
I don't
nice.
think.
love
I don't think
Oblivion.
Oblivion's better.
I think if they remastered Oblivion,
Maybe
to
if they
have, like, the
remastered
Skyrim
it.
mechanics, I think it would be
Mechanically,
better.
not better. Story wise, gameplay wise, like
I think so
I could
for
see
sure.
that.
I mean, have you
Environment
played
stuff.
Skyrim lately? Do you know how those mechanics work, my guy? You ever
Garbage.
bro, I played Skyrim the other day. Swing the sword. I assume it hits a guy because he says "ow." I can't. Other than that, I got no indication that it hit him.
I'm
Although-
surprised no one brought up like Fallout or any of that.
I love those so
Although,
much.
One thing you have to give to Skyrim is the modding community.
Huge.
It
I'm not a big
makes that
modding guy. That's
I
think
hear
that's
there's
my
a lot of
issue.
nude mods. I hear that. A lot of sex mods. I hear
Those
that.
aren't the ones we're talking
Sure are.
about.
Diego's like, why do you think it's my favorite
I
game?
had to get a new hard drive. I filled up the last one with them.
Is it getting hot in here?
Diego's like, you don't got to worry
Diego's
about
like, don't check my mod file.
Diego's like, you don't got to worry about how combat feels when you're not fighting. You know what I'm
Anime.
saying?
Exactly.
When you're
Anime
wrestling.
titty mod 7 anime titty booby physics mod
Yeah, for real.
7.3 is on
Yeah.
Diego's.
7.3. Bro, they got a lot of updates. They got
a lot of work. A lot of work put into
They
it.
do.
I'm not a big modder. I think that's my issue. That's why I've never
Same.
gone back.
I was going to build off of that and say that the game I'm looking most forward to is going to be The Elder Scrolls 6 when it
Oh.
comes out in 25 years.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, okay. You're going to be looking forward to that one for a long
Yeah,
time,
I know.
buddy.
Keep looking.
Thank you all so much for listening to this episode of Friends with Benefits. We had a lot of fun talking about video games, childhood games, our favorite games, underrated games, overrated games, lots and lots of fun.
Game.
Yes. These guys love games. And so if you want them to come back on the podcast, make sure you leave a comment. Tell them that you want them to come back. Honestly, it doesn't matter if you tell them or not. I'm going to bring them back anyways.
Dude,
I'll be back.
This was fun.
If anyone ever drops out, I'm there.
This is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the substitute teacher.
Dude, if you ever do an episode
is
about
what I
Fast
do
and
all the
Furious,
time.
you call me.
It's literally just
I'll give you
like,
the whole.
you want
you'll
me to
never
talk
have to watch
the
the
boys
movie.
for like
All right.
whatever amount of time? Sure, I'll do
love
that
it.
anyway.
Exactly. Don't forget to leave a like, hit subscribe, whatever platform you're on, leave a 5-star rating, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Support us however you can. Thank you so much again for listening. My name is Diego,
Adam.
Morgan.
Braden.
and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.